Oh yeah, Sexy Biscuits. Nice.
Longboard Blues, 1975. A YouTuber's on the rise. Reviewing games late at night and sometimes friends used to bug you. Longboard Blues, 1975.
Hey YouTube, Longboard Blues 1975, and you're getting a very, very random video. It's been absolutely ages since I've taken a look at some Chinese knockoff tat. Now, this is interesting because I completely forgot I had this. I got sent this sometime last year, and if you're like me and the number of Chinese knockoff tats, and for the record I do absolutely love Chinese knockoff tat, you know that. It's not necessarily about how good the system is, it's about how fun it can be, or how fun it is because of how bad it is. But anyway, I digress. I didn't stay on top of this. This went into the spare room with all my other stuff when I moved systems in and moved systems out, and I completely forgot I had it. And then for some reason this has resurfaced, and I'm not sure why, because I haven't bought tat for absolutely ages. I haven't bought anything for absolutely ages, and it's popped up in the adverts, because adverts are tailored to, aren't they, because it's an algorithm on Facebook, and I keep seeing this, the 2.4G wireless console with a blue and white box, add your own games, 4K console, you know, 2,600 or 3,000 games or something like that. And I thought, this is like the fourth time I've seen that, and I had a look in the comment section. People were like, yeah, it's right for what it is. And I thought, do you know what, I'm gonna have a look at it. So I went into the back room and I dug it out. Yes, I am filming this in the kitchen. Why, you might ask? Well, simply because the light is better in here, even though there's a dripping tap, which is probably not annoying you, but trust you, me, it's getting on my fucking OCD. Anyway, so here it is. I dug it out, and apparently it's called the 2.4G wireless. That's it. I won't go into too much about the box, as we'll do that when I open it up. But yeah, it's not actually called the 2.G wireless. I'm assuming that's referring to the frequency of the wireless controllers. Funny, because they think they're PlayStation 5 ones. Ironic, because every knockoff system you ever have like this normally has PlayStation 2 and or PlayStation 3 knockoff controllers. It's actually called the 4K game stick. So like I said, the comment section, people are like, yeah, it's alright for what it is. I'm not entirely sure. I might repeat myself a few times during this video, but I want to say it's about £49. When I drilled down for the stuff on Facebook in the ads, it said it was for, shut up tap, it said it was £49. So you've got to take cost into consideration with these things, and before anyone screams out loud and says you should get a Raspberry Pi, some people don't want to get a Raspberry Pi. Some people like going the route of knock-off tat, also because it's fun as well, even if it's a stinker. Tat I do have that I never reviewed because I didn't have a TV that it would work on, and then by the time I did have a TV that it would work on, it was 2 years out of date, but so there was no point. But Super Console X is a fucking fantastic Android little box. Don't know what this is, assuming it's a system on a chip, because I have seen the size of the actual system. But yeah, so Super Console X is an absolutely fantastic emulation Android-based emulation box. So you know what, they are out there, so all those people just go, build a Raspberry Pi, you build a Raspberry Pi, and when you're happy about it, who fucking cares? So anyway, let's crack this open and take a look at it, and then after that we're going to play some games. So let's have a look what's in the box. First of all, that's its name, 2.4G wireless. I mean, since this was sent to me, I don't have an invoice or anything like that, so I don't know what it says on the invoice and what it's actually called. You got a logo here, game, what does it say here? 3D rocker, special game rocker for arcade, high sensitivity and anti-skid design, 3D, 4K, double rocker control. What does it say down here? Support 20 simulators, not emulators, 20 simulators, format game which can be downloaded by the official channel website. I'd be bloody amazed if this actually has an official channel website. So on the back, game, 2.4G wireless, 3D rocker, special game rocker for arcade, high sensitivity and anti-skid design. Looks like a PlayStation 5 pad. That's our console there. No idea, spoilers, I do, how big it actually is. Product features. double handheld, I'm assuming that means 2 pads, support 10 simulators, open source system and dual players, I sincerely doubt that, 3D rocker, special game rocker for arcade, high sensitivity and anti-skid design, I simply doubt that because they will be digital, I guarantee it, they will not be analog on a system that probably retails for about £49. HD output, support HD connection to synchronization operation. Pidgin English is the greatest language in the world. They should do a course on it at university. It's got to be better than all the left-wing bollocks they teach there now. And probably more useful than business and dance. Look it up, that's a real course. Support 3D simulator format game which can be downloaded by the official website, channel website it says. This device has no built-in game content. Users need to install it by themselves. Should pay attention to the copyright of the content during installation. Wow, I've never seen that before on one of these hooky boxes. If the disputes or other responsibilities caused by copyright having nothing to do with our company. Okay, so you're saying there are no ROMs on this? Right, well, yeah, that'll be very interesting. Specification parameter, operation system, Linux, is it really? No, maybe, I don't know, I doubt it, everything else I know is fucking lies. Language, support multi-language, emulator, arcade, MAME, CPS, CPS2, CPS3, Amstrad CPC, 2600, 5200, 7800, Atari Lynx, Neo, just says Neo, Game Gear, Game Boy Color, Mega Drive, NES, Nest, and yeah, CPU GB2. Excuse me, lies give me a gacky throat. So let's have a look what's in the box. What's in the box? Oh, 64GB of memory. So we get this manual, which essentially is, I don't know if you can see that, system. I'm assuming that the system is a lot smaller than you'd think it's going to be. Pads, it's all in Chinese, but fortunately it's all in Pidgin English on this side, and I simply cannot be asked to read it. But what is interesting is we do get the name of our console here, video game console model M15. So now I will say, ooh, they're floaty light. Point to the quote. What are they? They A's or C's? Don't know. I will say this, they look alright, they look nice, they look like decent knockoff, you know, PlayStation 5 pads. When I say decent, I mean look like, because they feel like absolute cheap tat. Whenever you buy one of these consoles these days, you usually get a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3 knockoff pad, but this is, I don't feel too bad. I still am saying it's digital. Select, start, mode, then you get Y, B, X, A and a D-pad and 2 shoulders. The shoulders are the worst feeling things on this pad. I feel if I let go of this, it would float to the roof. There's an on-off switch there because that's right, you have to turn these on for them to be able to talk to the console. I made that mistake before, my Super Console X, but yeah, they look alright. They feel like absolute ass in a hat. You get 2 of them. Again though, bearing in mind, I do like Chinese knockoff tats, and the thing is, what do you expect for 50 quid? Like I said, this seems to have popped up in my feed in adverts on Facebook all of a sudden quite a lot, and when you drill down, it says £49. So what do you expect? You know, it's Chinese knockoff tat. If you want something proper, then you just build a pie, don't you? The fun is and how bad these things are. And then we get, oh, that's good. You actually get an it's a stick. Yeah, it's a stick. As soon as I saw that, it's a stick. You get an HDMI extender, so you know, that's not bad. You get a dongle. You get 1 dongle. So presumably that means we're only using 1 pad at a time, and you get a mini, yeah, it's a mini micro USB, it's not a USB-C, to power it, and it is this. How do I get into it? There we go. It's a 4K Game Stick Pro, so that's wrong. And that doesn't even know what it's selling. It's a 4K Game Stick Pro. That's not very tightly on there. I have noticed that there's some sort of dust protector in here, and it's not actually on anything protecting it from dust. It does also say 4K Game Stick Pro. There's your HDMI, so obviously use that, because there's no way that's fitting in the bottom of my monitor and not gonna encroach upon the stand. And then we get a USB here, which is where the dongle goes. Do you fit in? Oh, that's snug. Christ, I'm surprised I didn't have to buy it dinner first. Look, it does think it's a mini PlayStation 5. Oh, that's something I'll get to it in a moment. But yeah, so, and then your TF card, why am I saying TF card? I'm fucking English. Your SD card goes in there, your micro SD card, and your USB power goes there. But the whole thing about this is, it's aesthetic, it's box design, you know, it's colouring. Especially, obviously, the pads are a giveaway as well. It's going, look, PlayStation 5. I'm a PlayStation 5, or I'm inspired by PlayStation 5. Because look, the thing is, again, I've got to get the unit out. If you look at the box art, you know, you got your... Oh, I just noticed it says game there, but they couldn't even fit all the letters on the box. You look at your box art, you got a PlayStation 5 looking pad, and then you got this V-shaped thing. So you go like, oh, it's going to be like a mini PlayStation 5. But you get this, which looks even uglier when you stick the fucking dongle in it, doesn't it? But yeah, so anyway, let's plug this into the telly and see what it looks like. Right, so I've fired it on and we get this lovely splash screen. It does look quite nice, I'm not going to lie. So I'm only going to have a little go, like a go in each game or so. It should be enough for us to get a general overview I should say. But yeah, so we got Arcade Classics, Final Burn Neo, MAME, Atari 2600, 5200, 7800, Lynx, CPS1, CPS2, CPS3, PC Engine, NES, NES, I don't know what that is, Game Boy, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Sega Genesis, Sega Game Gear, Sega Genesis Mega Drive, Neo Geo Pocket Color, PlayStation, All Games, Favourites, Arcade Classics. So, there seems to be a chunk of shit in here, and oh, you're not telling me how many games are in there now? You saw that, it disappeared. Well, let's have a look at Arcade Classics. X to go forward, circle to go back, Super Comic. Right, so it kind of looks like a Pandora's box, doesn't it? We won't be doing a CPS. This is Arcade Classics. It's all Capcom. Is it going to be all Capcom and Neo Geo? I'm guessing it is, yes. Oh well, we live, we learn. What grand times we live in. Let's go with a little bit of Samurai Showdown, I guess. So, excuse me, 0. Oh, X. I've just, yeah, never mind. La retard. Loading, okay. Skip. Skip to the end. Right, so. Right. We got an option button. Resume, save state, load state, quit game, resume. We cannot change it. The signal's not amazing, it's not terrible, it's somewhere in between. Sound seems to be alright. Okay, I don't know if I put any money in, but actually no, the picture's fucking awful. But it's also bad because the main problem, what to say, is it's stretched. 16 by 9, we cannot go by, well, what normal people play with. Right. Oh! It's not as difficult to do a special move as I thought it would be, because the D-pad is so light, airy and floaty, but it doesn't seem to be slowing down. It seems to be running this alright. I mean, this is the definition of a system on a chip, isn't it? But it's just that it's so small. I know how modern tech works, but my brain just thinks it can't possibly run shit. Right. But it can run this. I can't remember what the controls are. So are you alive? Are you still alive? Bye! Right. Quick game. Well, it runs that. It runs Neo Geo. Quite surprised at that. But yeah, look, it's all Neo Geo and it's Capcom. So, well, if it runs that, it can run that. But we'll worry. That's obsolete because we got CPS, Final Burn Neo. All three of them on here. It's all Capcom. It's all Capcom. Street Fighter 202, right. Okay, yeah. Well, if you like Capcom, kids, fill your boots. Fill your boots. I do like ROM tests. Skip to the end. Yeah, so that is selected. Put money in. So 0 because it's Japanese. I also vote 0 to Alpha because it's what it is. It's set before Street Fighter 1. Yeah, purple dough box. It's all about the purple dough box. It's got to be able to run this. I would hope. I mean, I've got calculators that can run CPS. This is CPS 2 though, isn't it? I don't know what the buttons are. Is that hard? Right. The pad's not as bad as, well, I've played worse pads. See, because you can... Yeah. I maybe get my ass handed to me, but you can special move. And it seems to be running this alright. Right, well, okay. Skip to the end. Right, well, we're 2 for 2. Apologies about the background noise. I do live on the busy road in the West Country. This will be interesting. So what have we got? Super Spy. Dragon Master. I just want something I know well enough to know how it runs. What's that? Big River Fighting Blood Tolerance. Yeah, we all remember that classic, don't we? Obviously the names are off. That's it. That's my list of games, is it? Okay, we'll go with Captain Hook. I'm assuming that's Hook. Yeah, so if you can add extra games, I don't honestly know if you can. Good, because this is not a MAME save file. There's bugger all MAME games in here. Yeah, this is But Ugly in 16 by 9 and not 4 by whatever it is. Alright. I never knew that this was Irem. You know what I mean? Resemblance to Ron Williams is uncanny. Now, these are all pretty simple games, aren't they? They're not intensive. I mean, you could argue that maybe CPS is a little bit, but... So, we're expected to run this. So yeah, skip to the end. Do you know what? It's performing a little bit better than I thought it would be at this point. The lack of fucking game, we don't need to do that. We do need to do this because you can never get this shit to work. Star Wars in it? Star Wars, Return of the Jedi, Death Star Battle, Star Wars the arcade game. Because it always thinks you're booting it up like in the 800, done it, whatever. I don't know, let's give it a go. I'd be surprised if this works. It works. Wow. Obviously it should be an analog stick, so this is essentially unplayable. And proves my point that these aren't analog, these joysticks. So there you go, it runs 5200 games. We'll have a look at one more because obviously if there's one that doesn't require analog, even though the controllers were analog, there must be one we can play, surely. Quite surprised at that. Might just be an indication of how crap every other 5200 emulator I've ever used is, to be fair. Bit funky on the sound. Okay. So it's just Star Wars that's unplayable. Sound is a bit shit, but it's running alright, innit? And the D-pad's not a problem. Well, there you go. I said though, sound ultimately makes this unplayable. But 5200, 49 quid, kids. 49 quid. Just keep that in mind. 7200. Does anyone actually care? Commando Europe. Commando. I do have a soft spot for a 7800. I do actually own one. Oh, sorry, wrong button. I wish it let me skip this shit. Just saying. Alright, sculpture stuff. Oh, glitching going on. Don't think it'll work. Come on! Right, well, fuck that. Bored now. Does anyone actually care if 7800 works? Don't know! Right, 78... Oh no, Link, sorry, my bad. Oh yeah, look, Alien vs Predator, there's a demo. It's funny that's on there. Let's go with Batman, because it hates you and everyone you care about. This game is so horrifically hard. What's the screen resolution? Oh, full screen! This is going to look like monkey ass. Yeah. But there you go. I mean, Lynx was going to look pretty much like this. But it runs it. Oh yeah, that's all I need to know. Quick game. Right, and back. So, Capcom 1, Capcom 2, Capcom 3. Yeah, they're going to work, aren't they? We know they're going to work because obviously before, but we'll go into 3 just to try it. This is Capcom 3, is it? There's no number of how many games there are. This is a bit of everything. This is what I would say MAME is. Right, if you run G.I. Joe, then you should be good to run most things. I reckon. Come on. We might have broken it. Come on. Player select. Duke. Snake Eyes.
Mission 1.
There's no title screen. I put money in. Alright, this is a cool game. Well, CPS3 is essentially MAME, and it works. I'm not hating this box. I've got Infinite Fire. Yeah, let's see if we can find a sprite scaler. Thank you. Starting to worry me a little bit there, game. Well, fuck it, we gotta go with Ghouls and Ghosts. I sincerely doubt there are any sprite scalers in here. The fuck is that? Right, Ghouls and Ghosts. If you run Ghouls and Ghosts, well, CPS in it, so of course it's gonna run Ghouls and Ghosts, but gotta try. This is not terrible so far. What is terrible is the 16:9 not being, you know, changeable. That is terrible. But this is not terrible so far. Skip to the end. Alright. Someone's not a morning person, are they? Thank you. Victim! Music sounds alright. That was on me. Buttons are reversed. It's very light and cheap, but it's not the most unresponsive pad I've ever had, shall we say. Actually, yes, it is. I could go up the fucking ladder. Yeah, music's a bit... I mean, it's not terrible, but... It's like a tribute band. Yeah, not liking the music. Skip, skip, skip. Skip to the end. Basically, so far, this is... It's your fighting games, isn't it? Right, PC Engine. Afterburner 2. Not sure why you started on that one, but hey. Street Fighter in it? Why is it always that noise on the menu? Yeah. I wonder if I can 6-button it. Saving points for that game, saving points for that. Right. Mission pad 1. No, can't. I thought they were, I don't know, I'm probably doing something wrong. Light, medium. So you're going up to use select, but we just want to see if it runs. Okay. Is that running? Is that music right? This is a fantastic port. Regardless of how it runs on this, this is an absolute phenomenal port. Music's a bit muffled. I can't jump. Why can't I jump? I can. It's just a shit pad. It's running alright though. Yeah, so we can run PC Engine games. It's just God Awful 16:9. Right, can I change the kick? Yeah. Some of that in your life. Right, PC Engine, fine. We just have a quick look at some more. Not everything, because it's going to take too much time, but just the God Awful ratio aside, it seems to be running stuff. Alright, we know how to run NES. What the fuck is Nash? It's more NES. I think it's just Japanese. But let's be honest. You don't really need to try that. What is Game Boy? Is it full screen? If this was like a 19 quid box, yeah, it's full screen, then I could see that it's a stocking filler, if you know what I mean. That would work. And also, you got your save state, so you can cheap out on games that used to kick your ass. Right, well there you go, we know it with that. Let's be honest, pacemakers can run this, can't they? Quick game. Back, Super Famicom, we'll go to Super Nintendo. It's got rip-offs in there then, has it? You know, this usually fucks up on the sound, doesn't it? Fuck knows what the controls are. seems to be running right. This pad is horrible for this. Yeah, shoulders don't work. Could be a problem. But it runs it. And the music sounds alright. Alright. How many more we got left? I'm getting bored now. Game Boy Color, it's going to run that. Game Boy Advance. Contra Advance. Skip, skip, skip. Skip to the end. It's Japanese. Should it be this bright? I think the music's off. Oh, it's deadly off. But the game's running, alright? Alright. Let's just get a Mega Drive. It's gonna run. I mean, if it can run this, it's gonna be able to run Game Gear, Sega Genesis, Neo Geo Pocket Color, PlayStation. I never understood this. All games. Right, Mega Drive. Fuck it. Noise. It doesn't. Oh, DJ Boy. It doesn't have a select. Like you can hold down select and 0 on Super Console X, and then you can type in a game. That would be very bloody useful. I have this. I still got a Japanese copy, the uncensored one. It doesn't look anything like the arcade. It's alright. I have nostalgia for it. I got it for Christmas. What, 88? 89? There you go. We can run Mega Drive. Sound seems alright. PlayStation. Last but not least. Yeah, I am aware I've skipped a few, but you know what I mean. Driver. Come on, Tekken. Tekken is my go-to game. Crash 3. Look how many games are in here, mind. This is where they threw all the fucking games. No games included, my ass. Yeah, because no one's going to buy one of these and actually check it out. They're just going to take your word for it on the box.
A Universal Interactive Studio.
It's a bit loud. Skip, 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 skip.
Created and developed by Naughty Dog.
I hope there's an option to... Fuck it! Oh, accurate. You've included the... Oh! Look at that. Just a hint. Not gonna run. Why could you not put it in 4x3?
At last.
Thank you. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you can't do 3D, can ya? We figured that, didn't we? So fuck it. Let's just see if Tekken's in it. And then we'll round up. Oh, sorry. No. It's missing games. I thought, oh look, Pepsi. You put Pepsi Man in here? Of all the shit you could do. Fuck it. Confused Wolf Generation. Crash Bandicoot 1. Blade. It's got Blade. Dino Crisis 2. G-Darius. we go. This is going to hurt, isn't it? Skip. You better let me skip. Thank you.
Range Racer Track 4.
Grand Prix.
Welcome to the
What was that I used to say when I was a kid?
99 Grand Prix.
Grand Prix. Oh, it's too loud. Come on. There we go. It is a nice looking game, this. First heat. Real Racing Roots, 99. Was this 99? It's 25 years old. I got old. Right. Don't know what the controls are.
Real Racing Roots.
Sorry it's so loud. Oh, look at that. That's awful. And I can't listen to it anymore. That's damn near unplayable. Well, there you go. It's a little bit more surprising than I thought it would be. Let's round up. Well, that was a bit of a mixed bag. Not as bad as I thought it would be. Ultimately, if you're like me, and I understand that that's not the target market for this. The target market for this is probably like stocking fitters, kids, and people who just had, you know, these systems as a kid and want to re-experience it, so aren't going to be too worried or upset about, you know, sort of technical issues that they have. But my God, not being able to let me change 16:9 into 4.3. That is essentially a system killer for me. I know that makes me sound a bit snobby, but it's essentially a system killer for me. That aside, the pad is not as bad as you think it would be. It's by no means a brilliant, brilliant fucking pad. But what my point is when I say that is, think about what it is, think about who made it, think about what it cost, and then the fact that it's a wireless pad. And, well, actually on the Street Fighter games, it was pretty reasonably, contradiction in terms there, Dave, pretty reasonably responsive. It basically, all the Capcom stuff, it runs absolutely fine. And it turns out Capcom CPS3 is the main selection, and the other arcade selection is basically all Capcom stuff. All your 8-bits, I mean, obviously didn't try everything because that fucking fly. Because obviously, if it runs fucking Game Boy, then it's going to run Neo Geo, isn't it? So that's a fucking given. But Mega Drive fine, little bit of sound issue. Famicom fine, Super Famicom fine, little bit of sound issue. I mean, it is what it is. Like I said, it's a gimmicky piece of knockoff Chinese tat. All the CPS stuff fine, all the Capcom stuff fine. PlayStation 1, were we ever in doubt that it wasn't going to be able to handle PlayStation 1? So do I recommend it? Well, mine was free. There are, like I said, there are better, if you want to go a route of an emulation box, there are better boxes to go for. And like I said, that would be the Super Console X and the, you know, subsequent boxes made by the same people, because they're all banging emulation devices. This, 49 quid, if you come across it in your travels for like, I don't know, 20 or something like that, and you know something like games like this, or you want to experience them, and it doesn't bother you that it's in 16:9, then I'd say give it a go. How easy it is to add your own games, don't know, but there's more than enough to be going on there, and there's no point adding PlayStation 1 games on it, because they're not going to fucking work, are they? So yeah, 2.4G wireless, game stick, 4K game stick, yeah, obviously, it's never going to be fucking 4K, was it? Yeah. It's a bit pants, really, but like I said, I've got a soft spot for it, and if you come across shit like this for like 20 quid, you know, have a blast. It could be fun, but then I like shit like this, so your mileage may vary. Anyways, always I love to know what you think, especially if you have one of these, and basically it's the fact that it's only 16:9, a complete fucking killer, and if you're going to go on about building a Raspberry Pi, don't care. Anyways, always love to know what you think. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you later.